Hey Virgo, thank you so much for joining me for your October Taroscope, followed at the end by your Fiercely Focused spread. I'm excited to see what the cards have to say for you this month. As you have probably guessed, October is my favorite month of the year. Not just because it's my birthday month, not even just because of Halloween, Samhain, Dia de los Muertos, and all that amazing stuff. It's just kind of a magical, I'm not the first person to make this observation, right? There's just something about the changing of the season, and there's so much beauty. You can see transformation all around you. It's the reason that it's the season that moves from Libra to Scorpio, things going to seed and coming back again. It feels very magical to me. So it's an especially magical month because the planet of blessings, of expansion, growth, and good luck, Jupiter, is changing signs. He's moving out of Libra and into Scorpio. So for you, Virgo, that means that Jupiter is bringing his big, beautiful blessings to your house of communications, the house of travel, study, making connections, networking with other people. And wherever Jupiter goes, he brings good luck. He brings literal and figurative fortune. So many of you can expect some massive opportunities around connecting with people, around studying new topics. It's like, ask yourself, what are you interested in? What have you always wanted to kind of expand your mental repertoire about? Or who are the people? What is the community that you really want to get interconnected with? And especially nowadays, and because this is also the house of technology, you can find those groups online. If you can't find like any kind of group in person, there's something for everybody online. There's a niche, like there's a group for cosplay, there's a group for I'm starting my own business, there's a group for anything that you can think of. This is a really wonderful, Jupiter spends a year in each sign. He'll be in here just over a year for you. So he'll be there through November 2018. So really, this whole upcoming year is going to be one of expansion of your knowledge and of probably of your circle of friends, very likely. Or at the very least, important acquaintances. You're likely to kind of maybe make friends in high places because Jupiter, of course, rules expansion. This could be your opportunity to get the word out about something that you really care about. Get excited. Okay. Let's see. You're here for a tarot reading, Virgo. I haven't forgotten. Astrology is my other love. But let's see. What's coming up for Virgo, Spirit, in October? What does Virgo need to know to make the most of October? What kind of energies are they encountering? And what kind of energies are they exerting, Spirit? Virgo. Virgo in October. Virgo in October 2017. Virgo. Virgo. Wow. Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising. What does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need to know, Spirit, for October 2017? October 2017. Virgo. Virgo, what do they need to know for their highest good, Spirit? What is the story of this month? What energies are surrounding Virgo? What do they need to know? Wow. Powerful. Okay. So if you've been here before, Virgo, you're probably noticing that my setup is a little different. And you're about to get a whole lot of face as I go in to turn the camera down to your cards. So bear with my face. Try, especially as a Virgo, please be forgiving about these pores, any kind of imperfections that you see. We just got to deal with it. This isn't a beauty channel, right? So it's okay. All right? Right. Good. I'm glad we're okay with that. Okay. All right, Virgo. Make sure you can see everything. Nope. Bear with me. Forgive me, Virgo. We'll get there. We're mastering it. We're getting there. All right. Cool. That's pretty good. You can see what we're doing here. Okay. I'll bring everybody front and center for you. There are some things to clear up in October, Virgo. There are some truths to be told. That's the first thing that I'm really seeing here. And I'm feeling like that goes both ways. I should say these are general readings, Virgo, so some messages are going to resonate more than others, and I want you to follow the thread and tune into your own intuition, because this is a general reading for, you know, every Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising that tunes in. You'll find that there are nuances to the message. So please bear with that. Okay. Here's the thing. There are things to be cleared up this month. There are decisions to be made, resolve to be had. And I feel as if some of you, you know, Virgos, haven't committed to something, and there's a little bit of indecision, there's a little bit of analysis paralysis is the phrase that Spirit is using. There's a little bit of, you know, oh my God, but there's this and there's this and there's this. And I know that Virgo, you know, you have this reputation for being so kind of critical and clinical and, you know, even people might say picky. But that doesn't make it easier for you to always make a decision. Like, you can spend a lot of time looking at every single option and really analyzing it down to, like, its bones. And I feel like for a lot of you, and look, if this doesn't resonate with you, if you feel like, no, I'm not ready to make this decision, then of course, you know, you're an adult Virgo and you're an intelligent person, you can do whatever you want. But I'm feeling that for many of you, it's like what Spirit is showing me is somebody hanging around right in the doorway of a plane. You know, they've decided to go skydiving, they got the uniform on, they strapped on, they trained, and now that they're up in the air and looking out the window, the jump is terrifying. The jump is terrifying, but you did all of this work for a reason. You trained for this, you've been preparing, you've been considering it. It's not something that you're doing on the spur of the moment, but now it's time to go. Okay, Virgo? So if that resonates with you, take this as your sign. Take this as your message to dive in, to change things up. You have finished a cycle. You have finished a cycle, I feel, for many of you, and there is something really wonderful on the other side of it. Okay, so Spirit is saying some of you are going to be, you know, you're delivered kind of a tactless or ill-timed message this month. Like somebody just kind of, I feel like some of you, you get a message from somebody that just kind of cuts you to the bone. Now, on the bright side, I feel that that does make it easier for some of you to commit one way or the other to something. Like, well, okay then, screw you, I guess I'm doing this. I really love the transition of your spread here. It says to me that when many of you take the signs and the messages for what they are and realize that, you know, it's time to jump out of the plane, that this thing, this comfortable place that you've been, you know, this, and it's a good thing, it's a good place that you've been in a way. Many of you have support there and even like family. I feel like some of you may be moving, like literally geographically moving, because I feel like this is a big change. I mean, you have a beautiful card here. You have the Wheel of Fortune. But this is a card of extreme change, of, you know, things being shaken up. And I feel that even though it's a wonderful thing, like for many of you, it's kind of like, I feel like maybe you're moving because you have a job opportunity. And even though it's so wonderful and amazing, and even though there's going to be greater harmony, greater payment, greater sense of like creative control and resources, frankly, I mean, you have great money cards here. Even though you have all of this, you know, the power and the truth and the strength and all these things coming after it, it doesn't make it easier for many of you to walk away from a situation that, like they said, you know, has felt comfortable at the very least, and at the most has felt for a long time emotionally fulfilling, but now you kind of have to go and seek your fortune. I'm not sure how clearly it's going to come through for you, but the traveler here with his back to us has a lotus flower in his hands. And you know, the significance of the lotus is that it grows out of the deep, out of the dark, out of the mud, and then blooms into this multi-petaled glory. You are leaving stagnation, Virgo. You know, as comfortable as it may have been, and in some ways, you know, and for some of you, because for some of you, comfort zone is a definite misnomer. It was more stagnation than comfort, or more predictability than pleasure. The wheel is turning. I feel so many of you a great deal. I feel excitement because I feel that many of you are making that decision that you know that you need to make. Investing in yourself, giving generously of your time, and receiving in kind. I kind of feel some of you work in nonprofit or charity work, and you're making a big, I feel like something big and amazing happens. Like maybe there's a big donation coming to some of you, or for some of you, again, general readings, Virgo. For some of you, you're the you're the beneficiary of generosity. Someone offers you the job or offers you the raise. The stretch out of your comfort zone, and the Spirit is saying the stress and the stretch of leaving your comfort zone, of trying this new thing, of investing in this new opportunity, is worth it. Is worth it, Virgo. Here you are, Queen of Pentacles, the earth sign, right? The nurturer, the queen is holding a giant gold coin, you know, and clearly wearing a crown. She's a woman of wealth. She's a woman of means. And yet, like you, Virgo, you know, she's a woman of simple tastes. She enjoys giving generously. She enjoys being of service. Your commitment to service, that's, gosh, this is what I'm feeling big time. Your commitment to service pays off for many of you this month. And I do feel that that's financially, but as well as personally, there's something really fulfilling. It's really funny that we were talking about Jupiter moving into, and it's on October 10th, so I mean this is imminent that Jupiter is moving into your house of community and communications. And this is a wonderful card of community. Some of you need to speak the truth, and it's going to, okay, you know what, I'm going to bring you back because I want to talk to you. Okay, come here, Virgo. Hi again, sorry, lots of face. Hope you're not a dentist or a dermatologist. Okay, Virgo. You are the sign of discernment. You are the sign of seeing things clearly, of separating the wheat from the chaff, of getting clear and making sense of things. And I'm feeling like some of you are making a very massive move this month because you have decided what the chaff is. and what the wheat is, and what is worth your time and investment and what isn't. Some of you have a partner, and I am feeling for many of you like a spouse or a romantic partner, though for some of you this could be more of a mentor or teacher, because this is somebody, this King of Swords, this is somebody who in your life, this is somebody who you already know, okay? And the court cards, when we encounter them, yes, it's because they, you know, they represent a human being that we know, but we also encounter both the card and the human because we are meant to resonate with and evoke these qualities that they possess in ourselves. There is an aspect of the King of Swords, that energy is coming into your life this month. So who do you think of, Virgo, as maybe the most kind of well-spoken, intelligent, just the facts? This person, I mean, you notice he's got, sorry, I'm spatially challenged. He's carrying a woman's head in his hand. Now, you know, there's no blood there. Swords represent words, thoughts, ideas. But he can sure make you feel like he's cut your head off. When you lose an argument with the King of Swords, you feel like her. I feel like some of you, again, that's a spouse or a partner, and don't let this person cut you off. It's wonderful to have somebody who will tell you the truth, who will not mince words. Mince, get it? Swords. But you don't want them to mince you. You don't want to get your whole head cut off just because they think maybe the idea needs an adjustment. So I feel like for some of you, it's going to be really important to kind of, Spirit just said, commit to your commitments. I mean, if you believe in something and you want to see it grow, you've got to be with it no matter what the kind of the criticism is from the outside. I feel like many of you are sharing a message this month, an important message. It's like, I'm feeling movement, I'm feeling the end of a cycle, I'm feeling speak the truth, clear things up, make decisions. Like, you know, the word decide is, you know, the root in Latin means to cut. Because when we make a decision, we recognize that we're cutting off another path. We're cutting off all these other options when we commit to this one, right? Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. Poetry nerd, I will link that poem in the description because it is apt. And maybe you've even gotten this before. So maybe this is something that Spirit is hammering home. Let me know in the comments if I've said that to you before. I'm feeling it strongly. When you commit to a path and you commit to your message, that's when movement happens, okay? Before that, nothing can come. You've got to know what you want. You've got to, you know, it's okay to feel like this for a long time. There's no judgment. That for some of you, it's like, well, hey, dude, this is a big decision I'm making. It's like they said, two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and you can only pick one. So yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes, you know, criticism. It takes your clear thinking. But there comes a time when you don't want to hang out in purgatory anymore. You don't want to hang out doing this for too much longer, Virgo, to the point where, this is harsh, but Spirit said to the point where a choice passes you by. So it might be that time is of the essence. It might be like, hey, you need to submit that application or that essay or talk to that person, reach out to this person before X, Y, Z. I do feel like time is of the essence. I feel expansion is on the way, and Spirit is giving me the word confidence. This is what they're saying, Virgo. It's important for you to feel like this, to be the Queen of Pentacles, to know that whatever the outside circumstances are, it's not about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness. You are an amazing creature, Virgo. You've got tremendous mental agility, physical and emotional willpower. You have everything that you need, okay? So don't be afraid to make the leap. What is on the other side of the tunnel? You know, like, it's kind of like you have to walk through this dark tunnel, but there is something bigger, better. Fresh air is the thing Spirit just gave me, because they keep giving me this sense of maybe stagnation in the past, and that it's time, you know, it's a new phase. I feel like you can breathe easier once you make this leap, you know, once you fly through the air and jump out of the plane, right? Okay, so I want to look at your fiercely focused spread now. Let's see what Spirit wants to give you in terms of a theme for your month, and then practical steps when it comes to your money, your emotions, you know, body, mind, heart, soul. Basically what we're looking at. No big deal. Body, mind, heart, soul. Okay, and if you haven't been here before, Virgo, this is just a quick 5-card spread to give you, like I said, some concrete steps that you can take. Like, what do you need to know about these 4 realms, theme for your month, and what you can do to make the very most of October. Enjoy it, soak it in. So much good stuff coming to you once you're ready for it. Just once you're ready. There's no judgment. When you're ready, it's there for you. Okay, now that said, Spirit, what is the theme for Virgo's month? What do they most need to know, do, understand, or embody? Beautiful. The Magician. Wow, did we not just talk about like resources and resourcefulness, Virgo? I love this. The Magician has all 4 elements of the tarot laid out before him. Cups, pentacles, swords, wands. The Magician. This is the power to take your thoughts and manifest them in the world, to make something of your imagination. Jump, go, you've got this. You've got everything that you need, the skill, the talent. Now what you need is the commitment, okay? Just commit to this. Be willing, be ready. Your talents are ready to be shown. Your ideas are ready to be shared. Go for it. Love that. Okay. Love it. Okay. So now, Virgo, let's look at your element. Let's look at the earthly aspect. What do you need to know about your money, your resources, even your physical health? Spirit, what does Virgo need to know for October? Wow, this guy flew right out. Okay. Ah, same card, different deck. This is that card of receiving in kind, okay? So give generously and you will receive generously. Invest and value other people and you will receive value. And this is what Spirit is saying, okay? On the flip side of this, you have to recognize when people don't value you. You have to recognize when people do not value your investment, and you should not feel like you need to kneel to them, bow to them, worship at the altar of people who do not give back to you. This isn't because life is quid pro quo. I know you love to be in service, Virgo, and I'm not telling you like, hey, well, I mean, if nobody's given to you, then why should you give anything? That's not what this is about. This is about don't martyr yourself. This is like a tendency that you can have sometimes. Don't, you know, give so much that you put yourself in the position of the beggar. You know what I mean? That's why this merchant is holding a scale. Yes, he wants to give generously, but he needs to remember, okay, well, I need to give from the overflow or else I'm going to end up in debt, and then that does nobody any good if I end up this guy next month. You know what I mean? I need to keep myself in a state where I can give more. That's more of your energy. That's more of your money. So take care of yourself. Keep your coffers full. Keep your emotional and financial bank account stocked, all right? Net worth and self-worth. Okay. So now let's see what's going on with your thoughts. What are you speaking about, writing about, hearing about? What's going on in the mental realm? What does Virgo need to know? What can they expect? What can they do to make the most of it October? 5 of Swords. And if you haven't been here before, Virgo, I'm an intuitive reader. That's why I don't read reversals as different. I listen to what Spirit has to say. Just like they were talking about with this, even though it appeared upright, they were saying, hey, some of you are letting yourself get used. So I'm not ignoring, for those of you who like reversals, I'm not ignoring any of the negative aspects of the card. It's more a matter of I trust Spirit to come through and tell me what the situation is with the card, especially as they're arranged together. Okay, I've gotten questions and comments about that, and I forget to say it sometimes in the beginning. Okay, so, 5 of Swords. This is that losing battle. This is don't invest your energy and your words in things and people that are petty, that will turn their back in a second and smirk, you know, when you walk away. Be discerning, Virgo. It's one of your greatest gifts. Be discerning. Not everybody deserves your story, as the wise Brene Brown said. And not everybody deserves you fighting it at their side. Choose your battles carefully, and don't be afraid to walk away from what looks like a losing battle or a Pyrrhic victory. And for those of you who are going, what the fuck is that? Pyrrhic victory meaning a victory that is not worth the cost. Like, yeah, we won, but we lost 75% of our soldiers. Not worth it. Not worth it. I won that argument, and now we're not going to speak for 72 hours, and I really love that person. Not worth it, okay? So consider that. Choose your battles. Okay, so now let's look at the emotional realm. Let's look what you're feeling, what's going on in your heart, Virgo. What are the emotions running through you? Ah, gosh. 5s and 5s, Virgo. Don't cry too long over spilled milk. That's not a judgment. This is very similar to that 8 of Cups card of the guy that was carrying the lotus flower and walking away from stagnation. It's okay to grieve. Some of you are grieving the old this month. And actually, Spirit just said this is a positive thing for some of you, because it says that some of you decide this month that you're ready to let what's not working go. And that even though it's hard, even though you'll grieve, when God comes over and kicks your cups, and, you know, God, Spirit, the big good, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't care. When God comes and kicks over your cups, Virgo, it is because if you continued to sip from what was in there, from stagnant waters, it wouldn't have been good for you. And you notice in this card that this figure is staring down in their mourning cloak at these overturned cups. And there's a river running right in front, and a bridge to a whole other landscape. There are new beginnings just ahead. When this person is ready to be done grieving what they've lost, they can pick up their cup and refill. There are new waters heading toward you, new truths, new opportunities. Like Spirit said, they keep coming through the fact that a lot of you are moving, or moving, you know, jobs. It's like if you're not moving houses, you're moving something to the point where your community is going to be very different. There are new opportunities ahead. So don't feel bad about grieving. Take your time. But please know that there are other things coming to you. And also please take note that he has these 2 upright cups right behind him. There are still wonderful things in your life, Virgo. Don't let them grow stagnant while you're mourning the things that didn't work out, okay? Invest in what is really working and make room. Consider things and people that have moved out of your life to make room for new blessings, because that is how Spirit works, especially for those of you who are making the courageous decision and the uncomfortable decision to leave something behind that feels comfortable but not right. I'm not trying to butter you up. I'm not trying to feed you cliches. It is my true experience, you know, reading people for over 20 years. It is my experience that when they make those kind of courageous choices, it's kind of like, instead of clinging to what was, you know, what I had, and even if it wasn't great, you know, this is my only job, or this is my only relationship, And if I let it go, even though it doesn't feel right, I'll have nothing and I'll have nothing. That's a scary decision to make and a brave one. And when you open your hands, you make room for the universe, spirit, God to fill it with what is actually good for you. When you kind of take your ego out of it and stop saying, I know that it will never get better than this. When you allow spirit to say, wait, let me show you. Let me show you what you get when you do the brave thing. You kind of dam up a leaky energetic channel, and that energy can go in a much better, more beautiful direction than you probably could have made up or predicted, or even imagined. Okay. So, speaking of imagination and feeling sparks, let's look finally at what is activating you this month, Virgo. What is energizing you? What is lighting your fire in October? What does Virgo need to know or do for their highest good when it comes to the creative and the spiritual realm, their fighting spirit in October? Wow. That's 3 out of 4 aces you've now had in your reading, Virgo. Did I not say hella new beginnings, hella opportunities? The Ace of Wands is the seed of a wonderful idea, an inspiration. Notice like this disembodied hand just appearing from the clouds and giving it to you. This amazing growing wand. And I'm going to draw your attention to the fact that you have the Magician who's holding a magic wand. Hello! Wave your magic wand, Virgo. Make something of your idea. Light your fire. Like, it's just the spark. It's just the ace. So it needs air. It needs oxygen. It needs attention. Rub the sticks together, Virgo. Take the action. Do what you need to do to give this thing plenty of friction and oxygen. And it can be an amazing, creative, passionate wildfire. New passion coming into your life in October. All kinds of new things, new resources, new ideas, new passion. I'm excited for you, Virgo. I hope this is helpful, Virgo. Thank you so much as usual for joining me. If you ever want to go deeper and get a personal reading, my shop is linked below. I would love to work with you. And you can look at my blog, writteninthestars.co, to read more in depth about what Jupiter is doing for your chart this week. So thank you so much again for joining me. I really hope this helps you have a more magical month, and I hope I see you in November. Bye, Virgo. Face!